in the voting last season. Clark, hammer.
Did you hear about those $2,000 tickets for the Sky Fever rematch? That's insane. But here's the real question. Is Caitlin Clark worth that much? Let's talk about why this rookie is breaking the bank and the record books. Now let's discuss Caitlin Clark's amazing adventure. Imagine yourself being the talk of the WNBA one day and a college basketball player the next. That's practically how Clark lives at the moment. She seems to have transformed overnight, becoming a hero to everyone who's enamored with her. The problem is that Clark isn't merely competent, she's making changes to the rookie handbook. Her numbers are astounding. We are discussing assists, scoring, everything. She's performing like an MVP candidate rather than just a rookie. For someone who just joined the league, that is absurd. Oh, what could be even more absurd? Clark is working under a lot of pressure from the court while undertaking all of this. We're discussing physical defense, flagrant fouls, the whole 9 yards. And here's the thing, she's handling it expertly. Angel Reese committed a harsh foul, but Clark merely shrugged it off.
Third in the voting last season. Clark, hammer. 3 Sky players coming over.
The official is to review it.
The foul, I believe, to Angel Reese. Yep, across the head.
It is what it is, she murmured, attempting to get the block and make a move with the ball. It takes place. That right there is some icy cold poise. Let's dissect it a little, though. Clark contributes much to her team's offensive output in addition to her scoring. With a style of its own, she's throwing out assists. She appears to have eyeballs in the back of her skull, or something similar. She might be driving to the basket one moment, and then she can be making a no-look pass that drops jaws all around. Furthermore, what do you know? It goes beyond the numbers. It's her method of doing it. Clark has a certain demeanor on the floor. There is no one who can terrify her. Tough defenders, seasoned players, it makes no difference. It's lovely to watch her out there playing her game. This is where things become really fascinating though. Clark is altering public perceptions of the entire league in addition to her own style of play. All of a sudden, WNBA buzz is in the air. People are tuning in just to watch Clark play, even if they have never watched a game before.
Yeah, that's right.
Reese is being reviewed for a possible upgrade to a flagrant.
I believe.
That's the kind of effect that we are discussing. You do realize what that implies, don't you? It indicates that a few WNBA veterans are beginning to perspire. Not only is this rookie performing admirably, but she is also completely altering the dialogue surrounding women's basketball. For them, that must be frightening. Consider it. In addition to being a fantastic player, Clark is becoming as the league's face. She's attracting new followers, garnering greater coverage from the media, and elevating the standard of women's basketball in general. That is very significant. It's not all plain sailing though. All of this attention is coupled with pressure. Now everyone is staring at Clark. Every move, every game, everything is scrutinized. She's managing it like a pro though. So far, she seems to do even better under pressure. Now, let's discuss the media circus that has surrounded Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You are aware of how much the media enjoys creating drama. Dan Patrick, however, isn't having any of it. Not only did he commend Clark, but he also criticized the media for attempting to generate strife where none exists. The truth is that a few major media organizations, most notably ESPN, have been heavily promoting the Clark-Reese rivalry storyline. These two seem to be mortal foes to them, or something. Is that actually the case, though? Let's dissect it. To start, here's Caitlin Clark going about her business and smashing records one after another. She's not only good, she's making the rules different. This is where things start to get intriguing though. Angel Reese isn't exactly taking it easy. She just scored 25 points, which is a career high. And here's the thing, she has a run of 8 straight double-doubles. That right there is some major talent. So we have 2 amazing players who are both really good at what they do. However, the media is attempting to set them up against one another, rather than recognizing their individual accomplishments. It seems as though they are unable to tolerate the thought of 2 accomplished women without getting into a fistfight. The problem is that Clark and Reese aren't giving it any thought. There was no drama or trash talk after the rough game as Reese fouled Clark repeatedly. Like a pro, Clark just shrugged it off. How about Reese? She's not thinking about the news, she's out here playing her game. After her fantastic game, Reese said, "This is what I do. I come out and perform." Pay attention to what she said. That doesn't sound like a person who is driven by jealousy, does it? It sounds like a player who is committed to reaching her full potential. I'm not suggesting that they don't compete, mind you. There is, of course. Both of them are elite athletes competing at the greatest level. However, rivalry does not always follow from competition. Certainly not the ugly intrapersonal rivalry that the media tends to encourage. What then is the true situation here? Is this a true competition, or is it a marketing ploy to attract more viewers? When was the last time you saw women's basketball receiving as much attention? The media is taking full advantage of the fact that drama sells. This is where things become really fascinating though. Whether this rivalry is genuine, women's basketball is benefiting greatly from it. More people than ever are discussing the WNBA. Events are selling out. TV viewership is at an all-time high. Reese comprehends. She continued, "I think this is one of the most important times right now, and we just continue to keep putting on." She is not incorrect. The extraordinary talent in women's basketball is being highlighted by this attention, whether it is earned or not. Thus, it's possible that the rivalry isn't the main question. Perhaps the more pertinent query is, does it matter? Isn't it a positive thing if this supposed rivalry is drawing more attention to the sport, increasing the number of spectators, and elevating the stature of these amazing athletes? Okay, so let's discuss the Caitlin Clark effect, since what is going on at the moment is truly astounding. The price of tickets for the upcoming Clark-Reese showdown is as high as $2,000. You won't believe this. Yes, that is correct, $2,000. And that only applies to the seats by the court. The lowest priced tickets are selling for $180. That surpasses the number of NBA games. However, why are people ready to spend so much money? It's not just that the game is fantastic, although it certainly is. It's critical to win this game for playoff standings. Both clubs are battling it out for a berth in the WNBA playoff top 8. Each game is significant, and this one, it resembles a standalone mini playoff match. Let's now discuss viewership, since this is where things get very interesting. When was the last time Reese and Clark squared off? In 23 years, that matchup became the highest rated WNBA matchup. 23 years old, 2.25 million viewers, and a 1.3 rating are in question. To put things in context, it exceeded the previous record set by Clark in her WNBA debut. And get this, since way back in 2001, it was the most viewed game. However, it goes beyond this particular game. Since 2002, Clark and her squad have participated in each of the 5 WNBA games with the highest viewership. Folks, that's no coincidence. That is the full impact of the Caitlin Clark effect. And how is the vibe at these games? Electric is hardly the right word to describe it. We're talking about sold-out arenas, standing spectators, and palpable intensity coming through the television. It seems as though each game is a playoff match. And it's not just casual observers who turn up. The last game had an impressive throng of stars. Jalen Brunson and Chance the Rapper are the topics of discussion in the home. When was the last time you seen such a large gathering of celebrities at WNBA games? You may be asking yourself, well, but is this a passing fad? Will the novelty wear off and people lose interest? The issue is, though, this doesn't feel like a passing high. Not only is Clark producing outstanding stats, but she is also altering the perception of women's basketball. But consider it. How many individuals do you know who, thanks to Clark, are now watching WNBA games after having never done so before? She is a game changer for the entire league, in addition to being an excellent player. It's not just about her either. Whether it's a genuine rivalry or just a media fabrication, this battle between Reese and the players is highlighting the amazing talent in the WNBA. And let's face it, the expansion of women's sports depends on this kind of attention. Increased viewership translates into increased player salaries, sponsorships, and league resources overall. It's a cascading impact that has the potential to alter women's basketball for years to come.